I remember doing a show and I had a slight meltdown. I had opened for Dion Cole. I had hosted his shows. And like, so maybe 2 weeks later, I ended up doing a show and I did one of the jokes that I had done on the show. And the audience was just like, and I got mad. I was like, I just did these jokes for Dion Cole and he laughed. Like, something wrong with y'all. But like, baby, calm down. It's all right. So yeah, I've had where I'm like, they should laugh here. They should laugh here. And then they not laughing. And I'm like, all right, let's pull something else out of the bag. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Welcome back to another episode of The Spotlight with Kay Laurice, where we dive into stories behind the people who are making waves in their industries. Today, I have the pleasure of sitting down with a woman who knows how to bring the laughs and keep it real. She's an Alabama native who first captured audiences with her hilarious social media voicemail skits that had us all saying, yep, that's exactly how it would go. But she didn't stop there. She's taken her comedy to new heights, turning everyday experiences into pure comedy gold. A talented comedian, a bold and brilliant Black woman, and someone who can make you laugh even on your worst day. Please welcome the infamous Jenn Weeks. Hey, girl.
Hey. Hey, girl.
I'm so happy you're here.
I'm happy to be here. This introduction, I'm like, who is that? Who is she talking about?
Listen, I can't wait to put more accolades because I know I'm going to interview you again. You know, when you become, you know, superstar, A-list, big up there. You know what I'm saying? When I see you on TV, I'm going to be like, y'all, I got to put that interview back up because I know it's going to make some more hits. You know, yeah. But thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
I greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So let's go ahead and get into who Jenn Weeks is.
Okay.
So Miss Jenn, tell us how you got started, where you're from, what was your childhood like? Let's dive in.
Okay. How I got started? I was the church I used to go to. We had a women's trip. Yeah. And we went to Savannah. So we're on this charter bus in the middle of the summer. The AC on it broke. And so we hot, but we're sitting in the back. So me and a young lady were talking about being single and the type of guys that tried to approach us. And the women were laughing, but we were just in conversation. Like I wasn't trying to be funny. And one of the ladies there, a friend of hers was a comedian. And she said, he has a show coming up. I want to put you on it. And I'm like, girl, I ain't nobody comedian. Like, I got a job.
So you never thought about being a comedian?
You know what? People have told me I've been funny. And I remember I had listened to the Steve Harvey show once, and he was saying, it's work.
Yeah.
And I thought, I already got a job. I don't need. Like, honestly, I was like, this work, I already work, so I don't need to do it. Yeah. You know, I would do like skits and stuff at church, and that was cool. Yeah. And so, so I did that first show. I did 15 minutes my first show, had never done an open mic, had never done anything. Wow. And 15 minutes is a lot of time. But I memorized it like it was an Easter speech, okay? Left space for, like, I had dramatic pauses because I was like, laughter should go here. And that's how it happened. I didn't do anything after that for like a year and a half. That was, okay, bucket list, let me check this off. I wasn't trying to be a comedian.
Not still. Bucket list. Did you rehearse? I'm sure you just didn't go up there and be like, you know what, I'm just finna wing it.
No, I rehearsed, but it was stuff that so the first time I went and met up with these other comedians, he was like, literally he had a spotlight in his living room. He cut it on. He's like, come into the stage. And I'm like, so he called up another comedian. I was like, okay, I have to get something together. So I just thought of stuff that I had said that I thought was funny, or I'd heard people laugh at that I'd said. So when I came back the next week, they were like, I was like, so what do I do? How does this work? They was like, you should write. I'm like, write what? He was like, whatever you think is funny, write it down. So I came back with like 3 typed pages. And they were like, where you going with this paperwork? And I was like, well, you told me to write it down, you know. Yeah. And so I just went off of stuff that I'd said before, maybe had said in church or whatever. But so I had it memorized. Definitely had it memorized. I was not about to get up there and forget. You know what I mean? So, But that's how it started. But people told me I've been funny all my life. I'm originally from Alabama. Okay. I've been in Jacksonville since 1989. It's a long time.
You might as well just call yourself a name.
Right, but you might as well. Shout out to the greater metropolis of Mobile, Alabama. Okay now. But I love Duval. So I have 3 sisters. My mother has 3 daughters, and then my dad had another daughter. But 3 sisters. My mother moved down here after my father died. Okay. A lot happened in '89. My father died, and then we moved here.
Oh wow.
So it was just us. It was typical. As far as I know, what I would consider a typical childhood, because I didn't know anything different, Yeah. Where we lived, there was a lot of single mothers, so I just thought that was what it was. I didn't realize we were poor. Food stamps was, hey, we got this extra money, we can go take to the store. Like, right. This the food money. That's the regular money.
Look,
you know what I mean?
Wanting food stamps.
Please, food stamp me, please. You ain't got to give me the card. Give me the old school booklet. I'll rip the pages
Not
out,
the old school booklet. Listen, and they used to be so scared to pull them booklets out in the store.
I remember a friend of mine, we were like teenagers, and her brother's girlfriend had an EBT card. We went to the store and she didn't want to swipe it. I know both of us was like, I don't want to, people watching us, give it to me now, honey. That is what? That's a black card.
And rip it.
Look. What? Swipe it twice. Just make sure it go through. Like, give me one now, okay? Listen. But, so yeah, came up, single mother, 3 sisters. A lot of arguing in the house. Even one of my mother's old boyfriends, we still keep in contact. He was like, you don't remember y'all used to argue and you were so funny? I was like, no, I remember being mad. But sometimes when I'm mad, it comes out funny, but I be dead serious. So.
Yeah.
I've always been funny. So.
That just goes to show that you are naturally funny. Because, some people, I feel like they just be trying too hard. Yeah. You can tell those people that they aspire to do it, but it just don't be for them.
And then it's a difference. Like, I know people who are funny, like if we sit around, they funny, but on stage it don't translate. Yeah, you be like, ooh, like I knew this was gonna be good. Ooh,
yeah, we've seen that. I've seen people get booed off stage before.
Girl,
have you ever experienced that before?
I've never gotten booed. It has been very quiet. Like I've done a TED talk. It's been quiet. I've never got a boo, but I have gotten complete silence. Like crickets. Yeah.
How have you handled that?
Because I used to always hear comedians say, you're going to always get booed. And I had never got booed. And I was like, I'm not an exception to the rule. So what's happening? Or you going to bomb is what they would say. But bombing ain't always the boo. It's the quiet. At first I was, traumatized. Like, oh my gosh. I remember the first time I went out of town to feature. So I wasn't the headliner, but I was the person who would come up before them. Out of town was my first out of town gig like that at this comedy club. And the first show went well. The second show was horrible. I couldn't keep the audience's attention, right? And I was just so distraught. I was gonna burn my joke book and just drive back home. And I remember we were in Augusta, Georgia, so I rode to Aiken, South Carolina, was right next to the city. And I'm just in this restaurant, and this older lady was like, what are you doing here? I was like, well, I did a comedy show and it just went bad. And I needed to get away. She was like, but why would you come here? She's like, I live here. I don't want to be here. Get yourself together and go do the show. I was like, and she didn't even know me. I was like, yes.
Look, but that's how Duval people feel.
But now I think because I've been doing it so long, it's just part of the craft. You're not gonna pull everybody. Everybody not gonna like your brand of comedy. Everybody, ain't gonna like, but I'm okay with that. So to me, it's always, I record it, go back, listen, what did I do wrong? How could I do it? So it's just a lesson to me. And it's the more times you get on stage, the better you get at it. So if they don't like it, hey.
Right.
I'm okay. I'm honest. I sleep well at night. I sleep well with my CPAP on that night.
Well rested.
That y'all like or don't like it.
Not the CPAP.
Girl, that's some quality sleep. Oh my God. I used to think I had narcolepsy. No, girl, you got sleep apnea. Anyway.
You made Jack laugh.
Honey, give me my CPAP. It's time to go to bed. I'm not. You get some good sleep on it. Best sleep of my life. Okay? Best sleep of my life changing, sir. What? Before that, I was like, I've been tired all these years. I didn't know, girl.
Look, you put that CPAP on, you be.
That's the first. If I go to town, that's the first thing I pack.
That's the last thing you pack.
Oh no, that's the first. Okay. We're putting that in first. If I can't bring some stuff, this coming. Okay?
Right.
It's important.
Listen, make sure you grab that CPAP.
What? First. Okay.
Now, let me tell you, what is your brand? Because I heard you say your brand or your style of comedy. What is your style?
What is my style? I think I talk about, literally, I just bring people into my world. So I talk about everyday things that happen in my life, or I notice, I give it from my perspective. So I just literally bring y'all into the world of Jenn. The way I think, y'all might think it's crazy, but you know, the way I think about a situation or what has happened to me, how I handled it, I just talk about my life. I just learned, like, can't nobody steal your jokes about your life, they're yours. You ain't got to be like, oh, wait, did I? You know what happened. It's your memory or whatever. So I just bring y'all into the world of Jenn. It's everyday life, things that happen for a plus size Black woman who also has a corporate America job where they making you come in 3 days a week and well, bruh, when you ain't been one for 4 years. But whatever, because you was working at home. But, you know.
You missed at home. You missed the working at home.
Baby, you don't miss your water till your well one dry. Do you know? Oh, my God. They still let us work from home 2 days a week. But, I mean, if y'all can add them other 3 days, y'all can just close this building and save some money.
Listen, that's what they did at Comcast. If I'm not mistaken, everyone at Comcast is working from home now.
Yeah.
They shut that building down. They said, you know what? We saw that y'all could do that at home during COVID. We just gonna save this little money.
Very productive at the house. Okay? And my laundry was never behind during COVID when I was working from home. Now that I have to go in the office, I feel like I'm doing laundry every weekend because I'm not there during the day. Multitasking.
Lord,
get it together,
I know
corporate
what you
America.
mean, especially with my 2 kids. Honey, the laundry be insane.
It's just me. Why do I have this many clothes that are dirty? I was like, do I have kids that I don't know about? Because why is the sample always full? But whatever. Like, seriously, I said that this morning. I was like, why I need to do laundry again? I just did laundry on Wednesday. But I digress.
Look, that lets me know that you have style. You go into the office dressed to impress.
Girl, I don't know why people think I have style. Let me tell y'all something. So, my grandmother and my mother, they sew, or they used to sew. So, all of our clothes, probably up until we moved here, so I was like 9 or 10, was made. Everything was made. So I've been dressing like an administrative assistant since I was like in 2nd grade. Okay? Like these random patterns. And I remember one pair of pants. Everything else was dressed. So in my mind, I always dress functional. Like it's a top and it's a pants and you put on shoes, you're covered.
Right.
But style, like I know how to put the clothes on, style them. That ain't my ministry. I need somebody to do it because I was like, why? I look like somebody's grandmama. Like, Facebook memories, let me tell you.
Oh, do you hear me? Could be your worst.
Zuckerberg, if you listen.
Them Facebook memories could be your worst.
Some things I don't want to remember. Okay? Because I screenshotted stuff, sent it to my friends, like, who allowed me to wear this? Why ain't nobody gonna say nothing?
And then they ask you to share it again.
No! Right, no. To further the embarrassment. No, thank you. But thank you for thinking I have style. You know, I try to do a little razzle-dazzle from time
a little funk, you know. Now, I do want to ask, because I heard you say a little bit before I cut you off, and I didn't.
No, you good, baby.
You said you stopped doing
sorry.
For like a year and a half.
I'm sorry.
What's wrong?
I don't mean to interrupt. Girl, you got some quality knees right here. You got cocoa butt on them. These knees is quality. Do y'all see these knees? Quality knees, honey. This is cocoa butter. We're not talking about that.
Do you hear me?
Stuff.
Listen,
baby, this
don't
is
don't get the legs though, but just the knees. Yes.
Smooth. Baby wasn't crawling. Her mama must have her knee pads on her. You see how they smooth? They not. I'm sorry. Back to your question.
Look, I had one of them mamas that as soon as she saw you, oh girl, do you want some black knees? You better get up. You don't want your knees to be black. And now I be doing my kids like that. As soon as I see my son be crying, I be like, boy, you better get up.
Don't blacken them.
Even black, I don't even like. I'm not trying to be funny. I love my black men, but I don't even like for my black men to have little real dark knees.
Girl,
and then they be so ashy that you can take a match and you can flick it and light a candle. Yeah.
Man, do it. Man, love the Lord. He got a job, all his teeth. Sir, let me see your knees.
Right. And them toes. Do you hear me? I gotta see the knees. I see you in dress pants all the time. I need to see you in some shorts.
Put on some short leg breeches. We need to see what them knees do.
Do you hear me? Listen.
I cannot.
You are girl. Now I'm gonna be like, Lord,
the knees on
Jack, make sure you catch the knees. You know what I mean?
We need a knee cam. Okay.
Right.
And I don't mind because my mama let me crawl. Okay,
look, you know how Wendy Williams used to have the shoe cam? Like, Jack, get these knees, baby. I need the knee cam today. Okay. You is funny.
I'm so sorry. You were saying. All right.
We're gonna be laughing this whole interview. I feel it. So tell me, I want to know, how did you get back into comedy? Because you said that after that one show, you didn't do it for like a year and a half.
Literally, that was something to check off the bucket list. I didn't have it on my mind when trying to do it. So went back to regular life, went to work, all this stuff, and I promise you, and I was like, what is happening? I was at my desk working, and I saw the show. I remember the church I used to go up, like it was supposed to be on that stage because it had these steps. I literally saw. I'm like, what is that? When I tell you I saw it, and I ain't never had that happen before. I saw.
God gave you a vision.
Like when I tell you I saw, I was like, what is happening? And then after that, he started giving me jokes. Because I would think of funny stuff, but I never wrote it down or whatever.
Yeah.
I just started writing it down. And it just stayed on my mind. I'm like I've learned that what God will do with me, if he gives me something and I don't do it, because I'm quick to be like, I'll do it later. I'll put on the bed.
Yeah.
He won't let me rest. That thing stayed on my mind. So I was like, I need to do a show.
Yeah.
So that's what happened, because I was not I hadn't went to an open mic. I hadn't done any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's how that happened. He just starts literally showing it to me. I was like, hold up, Lord, because I ain't never seen this before. Like, God ain't never used to work with me like that. I'm like, what's this? This is a new thing. But literally, I saw it.
So did you put the show together yourself? Oh, wow.
Me, two of my coworkers at the time, they helped me. They built a web page, and
wow.
We took pictures. It was called therapy sessions. So the guy, he was good with graphics. So he took my picture and had the background looking like I was in this white room room with white walls and a white bed, you know. They put everything together.
Wow.
And we just started advertising it.
That's what you call support.
And they didn't, and just from work, we didn't really, one of them, we still have a relationship out of that. But the other one, you know, we talked at work, but we were cool. Yeah. And he was good with graphics and computery type stuff. So they put it all together, and I was like, we really doing this. So that's what we did, and it worked.
And sometimes it don't hit you until you actually see it happening, and you be like, oh, snap. Now I got to do it for real. Because
when you get in and start doing it, you're just like, okay, this test, I checked that off, at least. But when you look back, like, all this stuff that came together. Like, I always have a moment before like the show, like, oh God, I really got to do this now because I done did this and the people are buying the tickets. You know what I mean?
Listen.
So, yeah. Okay. But that's how it happened.
I want to hear, what was the best show that you've ever done? Because I know you've been traveling now. You've been doing different shows in different cities. What's the best show and why?
I have two that stick out to me. The first time I got a standing ovation was in Daytona at there's a comedian named Spunky Robinson. He lives in Orlando, but he's out of Miami. And he told me, he's like, it's an urban room. And Spunky is my mentor. He always say he not, but he is.
Shout out to Spunky.
Yes, Spunky Robinson. So he invited me down there, and I was nervous because I usually do a mixed crowd. So I was nervous. Or I started doing comedy at church. So I was like, I don't know what this is going to be like. And I was so nervous, but I got up there and it was so good. And then people stood up and clapped, and I was like, who they clapping for? And he was like, we've been doing this for 3 years. This is my room, and I've never got a standing ovation. I was the first person to get a standing ovation there. So that made me be like, oh my gosh, okay. So that was one. I remember just having a standing ovation. And then my second, my favorite, I think it's the best show I've ever done. My grandmother died in 2023, and I did a show called Good Grief. I did it July of last year. Her birthday was July 18th, so I did like the 22nd or something. And literally, I said, I think I'm gonna do a show, because comedy for me is therapeutic. But I put it on the back burner, and it just kept coming back to me. I'm like, I don't want to do this right now, but I couldn't rest. Right. So I put the show together. I found the venue and everything literally in like 30 days. We did all that. But it was the best show. It was so flawed. Like, I go back and look now, I'm like, I ain't had no powder on my face. I was shining. My forehead would look big. Like, all this stuff. But it was so perfect to me because I was able to, I was on that stage for over an hour talking about grief. Wow. But it was just so good. And I could look everywhere I looked, I saw people who I knew had lost somebody, and it was great, but they could understand, you know. So it was one of the ones where some people was crying, you know, we laughed. It was such a good show, and I feel like it really honored my grandmother in the gift that because she would always be like, don't you be talking about me in your little show. So I'm like, baby, you got a whole show dedicated to you since you decided to get up out of here, you know. But and that was just, it was beautiful. I can't even explain. It was beautiful. So I was very, very proud of that. That was probably my best show.
And you know, with laughing through grief, I think that's therapeutic for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
You know, especially when folks have had like a crazy funeral or situations that happen where they couldn't even go to the funeral. But with your jokes, it helps them not only heal, but think about the person that they've lost in a good way.
And I think it also made me realize, okay, so I'm not in this by myself. So I'm not feeling bipolar by myself.
Yep.
Because it was a while that I was just like, I don't know how we're going to get through this. But I know other people who have lost multiple people and they're still functional. I was like, okay, so I can't be the only one. But it was hard. But some of the stuff I talked about, it was like, oh my God. People came to me like, I be feeling that same way. Like, so we ain't the only one. Like, you feel, like, it would be days I don't want to cry. Like, but I would be crying, or one of my family members called me, they crying, so I'm like, oh God, I'm finna cry too. Or, you know, days I just don't want to be sad. And then it'd be days where you didn't cry, so you'd be like, did I not love her as much because I ain't cried today? You know, just like, I think if I've ever thought I was crazy, baby, I was crazy during that time. Do you hear me? But I also felt like, because like we're not people who grieve without hope, because we have a relationship with God, that it was almost like, I felt like it was like being hit with a bullet, but I had on a bulletproof vest. So I still felt like I haven't felt the full impact that I could have felt if I didn't know God and have a relationship and know that, you know what I'm saying, she's better. So,
I think that also helps. Right. I was just going to say, I definitely think knowing God, it helps with grief. Yeah. Because you have a lot of people, especially when they've lost someone that's very, very like detrimentally close. When they're gone, you're like, okay, now what am I supposed to do? And I know sometimes we look to God for not sometimes, but if you're walking with Christ, you look to God for your purpose every day. What you're doing every day. And I can tell you are walking, especially because you done had us cracking up since we done even started filming. Look, they in the back talking about, like we done had us cracking up since we started. Now, when you were talking to, it also brought up, I was thinking about Marlon Wayans when he was talking about his show and how he had to laugh through his grief. Now, are there any celebrities or any comedians that you've either met that was on your list to meet, or you're looking to meet them, looking to do shows with them?
Tony Baker, he came in town. And I was able to meet him. I wasn't even supposed to go to the show. I was supposed to be out of town because my niece was graduating. But I was like, I literally came the day she graduated, like 10 minutes before. But I knew he was going to be in town, so I went up to the Comedy Zone. And they were short staffed, so I told the hey, because that's my home club. So, hey, you need help with something? They know me. They gave me the key to the green room. When they come, just get them in, make sure they're good. Cool. So I'm just flipping out because I love Tony Baker. So, and they were so nice and hospitable, because you never know how people gonna be. But everybody he was with, they were so nice. And other comedians came in to meet him. He was like, y'all comics, y'all gotta get some stage time. And I was like, well, I'm a comedian too. They're like, Jen, why you didn't tell us? So he actually let me do a 5-minute guest spot on his show, and he sat there and watched it. Wow. Like, and usually they'll give you, if they give you time, they still in the green room. They ain't coming out for another hour. But he sat there and watched it and like fist pumped me like that was good. And I was like, oh my God. So Tony Baker, definitely. And I wanted to, David Arnold. He's passed now, but I was able to work with him probably a couple months before he passed. He came here, and I just stepped out and took the opportunity. I contacted Comedy Zone corporate, like, hey, does he need a feature? And that was it. We did a two-person show. Usually there's a host, a feature. You host and feature, and then he'll come up. And meeting him was just he was just so funny, and to just get to see him and how the audience responded. And that's what made me realize, just tell your own story. Because he used to talk about being married. He used to always say it ain't for the weak. So he was talking about his wife, his kids, and watching other people in the crowd like laugh, like we did that too. I was like, just draw them into your world. So getting to meet them, those two, was just, I loved it. That was probably my favorites.
When hearing you talk about like how relatable it can be, and it can also get people to laugh, that puts me in a sense, because I do digital marketing for for a living, and that goes hand in hand with, if they trust you, they'll buy from you. So it's the same thing with comedy. If it's relatable, they'll laugh.
Absolutely. I agree, because we all have these things that happen in life. I heard a comedian, Nate Jackson, he talked about, and I've done it myself, and I was like, oh my God. He talked about how when you get to a certain age, you don't bend down and pull off your sock. You literally push your foot back on the carpet. And I was like, oh my God, I do that. So, you know,
probably just did it.
Yeah, I was like, and then I was like, why I ain't think to say that on stage? Like, thinking I'm the only person who
So
did
you
it.
do that? You
Girl,
think
what?
like you'll hear a certain joke and you'll be like, dang. Look,
I ain't think of that. Why I ain't say that? No, but you know.
Some of the things that I be hearing comedians or like some of the skits that I see, I be like, dang, how did they even think of that? Like, and it's certain things like what a black mom will do.
Girl.
Like I be seeing those skits or what you'll do like when you driving by yourself in the car, and I be like, dog, I be doing this stuff. I never thought to put it on camera.
Never. One guy he put up, I remember his talking about how women get in the car, and we always have a bunch of stuff. I need my water bottle. I gotta have my bag. I gotta have my other bag. I gotta have my jacket. Then I have my work sweater. I gotta have my scarf. Like you have all this stuff, and I was like, you ain't have to do this.
And it's the way they get in the car. They be. I be like, you know what? Don't talk about me. Like, don't do that.
Like how you live in your passenger seat. Just got all this stuff in I have so much stuff in my passenger seat. Literally, my seatbelt sign for my passenger side be on. It really do. I need to move some of this stuff. But it's a little heavy over here. You think it's a human over here? Like, that's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Look, it's just keeping your man's seat warm. You
Hello? He better have his own car. I better be in the passenger seat somewhere. Come on.
That's true. Look, that's true.
Honey, I'm not picking you up, sir. You picking up me.
Right. I'm passenger princess.
Come on. Okay. Because I'm probably be asleep over there, but I mean. Wake me up when we get there, baby.
I'm the same way. And my uncle was like, you better stop doing that, girl. You mess around and wake up somewhere you don't want to be.
See? Okay.
I'm like, Lord.
All right, now I got to take a 5-hour energy when I get in the car. Okay? Make sure I arrive alive. Okay.
Right. Listen, you got to make sure, you just sleep with that one eye.
Okay.
Just peek it open every once in a while.
Hey, once again, it's your girl, Jenn Weeks. Be sure to follow me on all social media and my website, jennweeks.com, to find out my next events. Also, I will be doing a segment with LOL Jack's Film Festival at the Think Bold Conference, as well as a show with River City Comedy. So check my website to get the dates and holla at your girl.
When I tell you, we've been cracking up all episode. Even the team in the back been cracking up. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and dive in because I know you have to hop on a radio show in a little bit, right? Okay, so I don't want to keep you too long. Now, I want to ask, because most of your jokes, if not all of your jokes, come from life experiences and you keeps it real. Tell me, have you ever had a joke that backfired on you on stage, or it didn't hit how it was supposed to hit?
Yes, I have those times where it's a joke that I've done. Like if I go somewhere new and I know they haven't heard the material, I'll do one that I know is going to pop. But there's certain points in the joke where you should laugh.
Yeah.
They like, I'm like, hey, no, this the part. I remember doing a show and I had a slight meltdown. I had opened for Dion Cole. I had hosted his shows. And like, so maybe 2 weeks later, I ended up doing a show and I did one of the jokes that I had done on the show. And the audience was just like, and I got mad. I was like, I just did these jokes for Dion Cole and he laughed. Like, something wrong with y'all. But like, baby, calm down. It's all right. So yeah, I've had where I'm like, they should laugh here, they should laugh here, and then they not laughing, and I'm like, all right, let's pull something else out of the bag. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Do you think it's because of like the particular audiences? 'Cause I know you said sometimes you deal with a mixed crowd, sometimes it's urban.
You know what? Everybody's different. The thing I love about comedy is just like doing theater on stage. There's no cut. We're gonna do this again. It's live,
right?
So you have to stay on your toes. Some might get it, some don't. You just never know. You don't know who in there. Like I feel like there's so many factors, especially if you're the host versus if you're going up in the middle, because you can come in on a cold audience. You have to bring them up. They could have been arguing in the car. Somebody could have just got fired. They could have got bad news on the way there. So, there's all these other factors that you have no clue. So you're trying to bring them up and be happy when really they like, I just bought this ticket to the late show. Really, it's past my bedtime. I should be asleep right now. But I'm here. But I'm sleeping. You know what I mean? So it's all these factors you just don't know. You never know who's gonna be in the audience. But so that can be a bad thing. But I think it's also a blessing because I've had people be in the audience where I felt like it didn't go well, and then they booked me for private stuff, for their company, for their family reunions, for you know what I mean. So I always try to do. If it ain't going well, I'm still try to do my best anyway because you never know who in the audience. You know what I mean?
Now, have you ever had your joke set and then you look out in the audience and you be like, I don't know if these jokes gonna be it for tonight.
Like I always try to see who the crowd is because I had these jokes and I had some jokes about social media, Instagram. But I looked out there and there's people in like their 70s and 80s. Y'all do not have social media, so we gonna take that out. Or I've had a crowd. I've talked about something like edge control, which you know the African American community know about. But the audience was majority white. They not gonna, y'all ain't edge control. Yeah. Y'all edge is intact. You know what I mean? So I ain't gotta, they probably won't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'll try to look and see what the audience look like. I try to glimpse at the audience before. If not, then when I get on stage, I just try to, you know, rock with it, see who I see out there, you know. But
okay.
Yeah.
Now tell me, with it being a male-dominated industry, comedy, tell me, how has it been for you? Because you hear a lot of stories from different people, but how has it been for you being a female comedian? Do you get a lot of support from people in the industry?
Just to be honest, this one really makes me feel like this is my purpose. Like, I've been so blessed in this comedy field. God has shown so much favor. Because at one point I was like, what am I doing? Like, if you want me to do something for you, shouldn't it be at the church? Should I have on a collar or something? Which I don't want. But you know, I'm just like, I don't feel like this makes sense. But I know it's something that's needed, and not even being braggadocious, but I'm funny. Right. So I get booked a lot, and majority of times, like I did a show last night, I was the only female on there. A lot of times I am the only female. So whereas it is male dominated, and there's some of them who will just keep all men on the show, I feel like there's enough room for everybody to eat. So for me, it don't stop me. If I'm not on the show, I wasn't supposed to be. So I don't even look at, I know some people go back and forth, and I ain't doing all that. What's for me is for me, period. So what shows is for me, you know, and if you don't want meat at your table, baby, I'll build my own table. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? So that's one of the things that made me produce my own shows. Like, let me do clean comedy and bring more people out to it. Because most shows you go to, not everybody finna be clean on that show. You know what I mean? So it is male dominated and people have their cliques, but maybe they just don't know you. You know?
That's true.
But a lot of men reach out to me. Hey, I need a female on this show. And they gonna call me because they know I'm funny and I'm professional. And you know what I mean? I'm gonna do my job. It ain't finna be no foolishness. I'm gonna do my job. I'm gonna shake hands. I'm gonna take these pictures and I'm gone. Hey, you wanna go to my hotel room or to my house? I don't. Like, I just did a festival and they was like, we're gonna have an after party. We're gonna do a pre-party because I'm finna be home. Cause I ain't finna be out, y'all. Right. Child, it be some weirdness going on. Not with me. Like when I find out about the drama, maybe the next day, because I've been home sleep. Okay.
Right. Listen, you can't even say I was a part of it because I wasn't even know.
One Jen that knows, she left 2 hours ago. Right. Jen had on her CPAP by the time y'all started coming up. Okay. I was at home. So yeah.
She was knocked out.
Sleep. Resting well. Okay. Foolishness free.
Now, what are some tips that maybe you can give to people, or, well, not even people, I would want to say female comedians that are just now getting into it? Because I know you predominantly started in the church and you did not want people to think that you were just a like gospel comedian, right? So how did you actually set the tone for Jenn Weeks, letting people know who you are and why they should book you?
It took me a while to find my voice, and because I was going by Miss Jenn, but there was another Miss Jenn here. So I remember my pastor now, shout out to Pastor Terry, he wanted to book me at their church, and he was like, I'll get my assistant to do it. And so when I seen the flyer, I said, I thought you was booking me. He said, well, she said she knew who Miss Jenn was, but she was talking about, there was another girl here named Miss Jenn. So I just started going by Jenn Weeks. We're going to do that. And I literally thought about just doing J Weeks because I didn't want them to know it was a female. Like, I didn't want to be not booked because I was a female or something like that. But we're going to go with Jenn Weeks.
What God has for you is
period.
For you.
So I just think, find your voice. And it's going to take a while to find your voice. You're not going to find it overnight. Find your voice. And what makes you unique. Talk about that. Don't try to be like anybody else. Don't try to sound. And we all do that. Like when we first started, in your mind, before you know it, you're sounding like the comedians you've listened to. No, you have to find your voice, find your space. And I would say, just find your lane and get it and write. I don't go to a lot of open mics, but I write a lot. There's notes everywhere. We talked about this. There's notes everywhere. In my phone, somebody emailed to myself, you know, they in a meeting thinking I'm not listening, I'm jotting down notes. No, I'm writing jokes because I'm looking at y'all and I hear something funny. But I would say write and just find your lane. Because there's people who strictly go to retirement homes to do comedy. People who have military backgrounds who strictly do military. So just find that. And I would say, I ain't gonna say free expression because I feel like you have to have this level of freeness on stage. But you need to be able to diversify it. Like, don't be on there talking about sex all the time. Every audience ain't gonna want to hear that. You ain't gonna get no corporate gigs talking like that. You're not gonna get on the college tours talking like that. You're not gonna get on TV talking like that. So, just find your voice, find your lane, and be flexible. Not without compromising yourself. And don't be trying to, I know this is a good Christian, so don't be trying to hunt your way to the top.
Okay, listen, say it again. Don't be trying to hunt your way to the top.
Especially not with some local comedians, because they ain't doing nothing but open mics. Where you going from there? If they ain't went nowhere, where they gonna take you? You just gonna be a run-through local comedian. So,
she ain't lying though. She not lying. So,
like they paying you in chicken wings. Why would you think hunching? All right.
She's like, you know what? I done seen this too much.
Like they still got a day job too. They only come out once a week. Like why would you? All right.
I guess just want to get into the comedy club free. I guess that's their hookup.
Honey, go on their website. They give out free tickets all the time. Like we ain't gotta do this.
I'm screwed.
On my spirit, let me say.
Oh.
Cover that cat up. You ain't gotta put it out. We don't. All right.
I covered the cat up. God had to lay that on
It was
her.
in me. I had to get it out. Sorry.
Somebody gonna see this and gonna be like,
yeah.
Okay.
Don't even let your knees show, honey. Cover it up. Why would you be hunting somebody who hosts an open mic? Like, it's an open mic. Anybody can come. Like,
I guess the host can have groupies. The host may can have some groupies. Oh, do Jen have groupies?
Sure.
Do you have fans that be like,
I have, yeah. I've had some fans. Very awkward, especially at the Comedy Zone because it's a hotel attached. So there's people that stay there who work there who doing construction. Or I remember meeting this guy after a show. And it was dark, but he was real nice. And we was talking. So a couple of days later, maybe we linked up to see each other. And that man ain't had no teeth. I didn't realize it was dark. When we started talking, I said, "Hey, girl, everything between the molars was gone. That baby ain't have no top teeth." I said,
and how long did you stay?
Oh, I forgot I got something to do. I just couldn't because I couldn't stop staring. I was like, I don't want to be rude. But I was like, you mean to tell me all this time I've been talking to you? And I just thought he had a list. That baby had no teeth. All right. I'm sorry. But yeah, it'd be some weird ones. Sometimes you get some weird ones, but you know, it comes to territory. But I think one of the things, and I would say that I think I have the respect of my peers. And so even if they see something, you know, they be like, hold up. Like I got big bros in comedy who don't play by me, you know. So even if I haven't noticed it, they be like if I'm walking out in my car, Jen, you good? Yeah. Like they not leaving till I pull off, you know, so I'm.
And that's good. That's good because what we see versus what's in reality, a lot of times what we see, especially on TV, is that it's not like that. A lot of people aren't supporting each other. They aren't making sure each other is safe. A lot of times they're trying to set you up so they can get in your spot. Yeah, and, absolutely. I'm hoping that, have you gone through that, or I'm hoping you've never gone through that?
Not that I know of, but again, I just be like, that wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And okay, if you took this spot, like, what did you really gain from it? Because, like, you gonna reap what you sow. Every seed, good or bad. So
that's true.
You took my show, but 10 finna be taken from you, whatever. So I don't even be tripping, girl. I don't.
So I want to know, what is next for you? What can we expect from Jen 2025?
Total world domination. No,
you know what? You got me giggling like Shannon Sharp up here.
Girl, your clothes too loose to be Shannon Sharp. You know he wears a quality 3T. Okay, but I love you, Mr. Sharp. I would love to be on your podcast. Honey, why are your pants stop at your shin? Like what?
Lord, or the shirt be so tight when he flex, you can see the rip a little bit in the
Why you got on these halter tops? But anyway, I love you, Shannon. You're great.
We love you. Club Shay Shay. Shout out to Club Shay Shay.
I'm sorry. Repeat the question, girl. I be digressing so bad.
What can we expect from Jenn Weeks in 2025?
I'm really trying to step it up as far as I think I dealt a lot with fear and being scared to do certain things. Well, I haven't been doing comedy long enough, or I'm too fat, or I'm black, or I'm a woman. All this.
Right.
Ugh. But I'm really stepping out. I just came back from Atlanta and New York, so doing more projects. I want to do it nationwide. And I don't care about the fame. Now, you can run me my coins. I don't care about the fame, but I just feel like God has given me this gift. And there's people who need it. Mm-hmm. So I just want to expand that. And I want to get back to doing my, you'll definitely, clean cut comedy. Is something I used to do a monthly show. I'm going to start doing it quarterly again. Just a comedy show where anybody can come. And it's clean, but it's funny. Funny is funny. Yeah. You ain't got to be looking for, I ain't hear a cuss word. But you laughed.
Right.
And then I'll also get back to, I did a series called Sheltered Comedy, where I'll go to transition homes, homeless shelters, Soulsbacher, excuse me. I partnered with them, I believe last year, the year before, and I would do a show a quarter there. So I want to get back into doing that, because last year, when I say I took off, honey, I was grieving. I was off. Okay.
Yeah. And sometimes you need that.
Yeah, I did need the space. I definitely did need that moment. So I'll be getting back to that, and I will probably, I'm looking to put on, I did a one-woman show. Well, it started as a one-woman show, but the show was called Jenn Weeks and a few other people, because I didn't want to do it by myself. So I'm looking to do something similar to that again this year. But yeah. So
I'm excited. I can't wait. I know we are going to stay connected, and we are going to do some great things together.
Absolutely.
Too. I cannot wait. Definitely looking for your next show. I'm trying to see if I could help you get on a tour or something. I'm trying to see you all over the world.
Yes,
do you hear me?
Yes, I would love it.
Yes.
You know, Passport Comedy has been on my vision board. But sometimes I've said it, but I didn't take action. So I actually started looking into this year, like what it takes to do that. Because I'm like, faith without works is dead. Just, God, I want to do this, but you ain't made no movement.
Right.
God, like, baby, you ain't made no motion. I'm waiting on you. So,
because God give us that free will. He give us the idea, but we have to have that free will to actually
sometimes I'll be like, sir, if you don't want to do it, just come on and give me the push I need. But hey, and listen, my ways ain't your ways, sir.
I'm going to tell you this. Sometimes asking God for that push, He give you a push that you was not expecting.
Lord, I ain't mean for you to push me down the flight of stairs, sir.
Do you?
I don't know.
Do you hear me?
It's hard, sir.
Look, when some people be like, Lord, if you can just sit me down, don't ask, be specific, because it's been time they ask me to sit down, and next thing you know, you can't, you sit down for a while, you gotta have physical therapy to get back up.
Hello. When I say you gotta be very specific with God.
Yes.
That's why I think, because I used to think like comedy, this is not a real, but God has a sense of humor. Mm-hmm. What?
And we've seen it countless of times from people telling their story about being homeless or working on this job, or, you know, they've had, like, they've wanted to be a comedian all their lives, and they weren't succeeding in what they were doing, and they finally got that one shot, and it just blew up for them. Yeah. So I'm definitely hoping that happens for you too.
Hey, take the homeless part out now.
No, not the homeless part.
I got a house. I don't want.
I'm talking about the one shot and it blows. Okay, like
I like take that home. If the homelessness got to be part of it, I keep my money fast.
Yeah, please keep that. Look, I ain't trying to be funny, but I'm kind of tired of hearing that from
I
people
used to
stories.
think I should be full time. These people are full time, but that ain't. I'm okay with having a full-time job, getting a check every 2 weeks, and having insurance. I'm totally fine with it, because it doesn't interfere with the comedy. Yeah, I'm complete, and I get 5 weeks of vacation.
Oh, that's true.
I can take off,
right?
You know what I mean?
Look, that PTO.
But feeling like, oh, I need to be homeless, I need to stay in my car. I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't think it's about the struggle, because
my Nissan was not meant for me to sleep in. I don't.
People, they love to say, like, I had to struggle to get here. And I don't want to be that person. You know, I don't have to struggle to be here.
Once that song, the struggle is over, let the struggle be over.
Right. Right. I don't need no leaks in this whole building. You know, look, no.
I don't want it. Yeah. Keep that. So,
my last question, and then I'm going to let you go. Tell us, where can the people find you on all social media platforms? And if you do have any upcoming projects or any upcoming shows, let the people know.
You can find me on social media on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Jenn Weeks. J-E-2-N's W-E-E-K-S. As in, if I had a daughter, her name would be Days and Weeks. See what I did right?
Oh, I like that.
TikTok is actually Jenn Weeks Comedy. I'm gonna be honest, I have a YouTube channel. It ain't much on it. But Jenn Weeks. My website, JennWeeks.com. What I have coming up next, I will be doing a segment, hosting a segment with the film block at the Think Bold conference.
Okay.
With shout out to LOL Jack's Film Festival. So I'll be hosting a film block there. And of course, LOL Jack's Film Festival is coming up. It is a local film festival that is in the genre of comedy. I've been the official host since its inception. That's coming up. And if you go to my website and go to calendar, you can see where else I will be.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much, honey. I appreciate it. I enjoy this.
I've been trying to interview you for like almost 3 years.
Nah, I don't think it's been that long. Has it?
Yeah, because I was trying to start the Spotlight with Kay Laurice in 2022.
I remember it. Okay. Yeah. You right.
So it's
life
been
start life.
3 years. Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. I remember.
But I'm happy
I
I got the team.
Boom.
And I'm happy we were able to do this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For sharing your story, for making us laugh. I'm going to be laughing all day. And I know when we edit this video and put it out there, I'm going to be cracking up. Okay.
Thank you for having me. And shout out to this quality set. I mean,
it's
not who's the interior designer?
Princess Booker.
Really? This is
yes.
gorgeous.
Make sure you reach out to Princess Booker.
Honey,
if she survives. Yes.
Oh, and she did.
Yes. Well, you all, that is it. That's all that we have for the Spotlight with Kay Laurice this week. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below. Let us know what was your favorite moments of this episode. Let us know if you are a fan of Miss Jenn Weeks and if you are going to go to her next show. All right? Y'all have an amazing day and peace out. All right.